This is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI Studios in Toronto, Canada.
Hey Toronto, this is Ed Sheeran.
This is Kelly Clarkson.
Hi, this is Bryan Adams.
This is Adele.
This is Madonna.
It's Michael Bublé, and you're listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep Show. It's fun. They're amazing.
Everyone is talking about this woman who has now gone viral after she received a note at the Atlanta airport from a pilot who was walking by, wrote a little note down on a napkin, left it for her to see, and
Classic.
On the note it said this: "I've seen the whole world, and you are the most beautiful human in it."
Oh,
And it was
pretty good
signed.
line from a pilot.
Yes, it was signed, like, in cursive. No phone number, no follow-up,
No social media handle.
nothing like
Nothing?
that. No, and you
Why
can't
didn't
even read the signatures, so you actually don't even know the name.
Signing it's kind of a weird move.
Yeah.
So this woman has gone so viral on TikTok and Instagram. She's got, I don't know what she had before, but she's now got 1 million TikTok followers and over 400,000 Instagram followers.
And that video that she posted, 20 million views on that alone.
20 million views. She posted a follow-up video because this is taking over her life, saying she's been reached out to by national news outlets, by tabloidy places. They're trying to get to the bottom of this. You know, the internet's trying to find this guy.
And the internet also is analyzing the handwriting.
Right.
Not only to find the guy, but to see if maybe it's her handwriting, that maybe she wrote the note about herself to herself to go viral.
You know how the comment section is often the most funniest and sometimes the meanest part of the internet?
Yep.
That's certainly true in this story. If you read some of the comments on the Instagram post of the napkin and on TikTok, yes, there's people saying, avoid the pilot, this is bad news. And then there's also people saying, girl, you did this yourself. This is fake. You did this to go viral. And who knows?
Who knows? And to me, it's like, okay, this was just like a nice gesture. Why is this such a big deal? But so many people are talking about it. Everybody has something to say about it.
Yeah, the first place my head went was, this is real, because I'm going to tell you from a guy's perspective, I've done this.
You've done this?
I've pulled this move. Yeah, I've pulled this
You
move.
dressed up as a pilot?
I dressed up as a pilot. I went to Atlanta, which is a massive airport, by the way. We did this once on an airplane, and then once at an event where you just I wrote down a nice note, went to meet someone, kind of shook their hand and did the little napkin slip in the handshake.
Oh.
And then I walked away, and then they had the note. Now, the difference was I was hoping for a follow-up, so I did leave my contact info.
Right, which would make sense if the pilot did this and was and the girl is beautiful, by the way. She is stunning.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah. So if he did this because he wanted her to go out with him, I think I'd understand it a little bit more. But this was just a nice gesture.
If it actually did happen, was he hoping for the dramatic? Like, she gets up, she drops her egg and cheese sandwich, which she was apparently eating, and runs after him and catches up to him. It's a busy airport hub. You're not going to find someone in there. Or did she make this up? I don't want to be cynical, and it's not where my head went initially, but Steph and I were texting about this back and forth, and Steph brought up some pretty good points, and now I'm not sure. I want to believe in love.
Yes, and I want to believe in nice gestures.
But it's possible that she made this up.
But I want to believe in love, but there's so many things there that are wrong. First of all, why wouldn't you just approach her? If he's that confident, she's gorgeous.
Have you not seen in a rom-com? You got to do these kind of gestures.
But how is she going to find him now? If she didn't get up, if that happened, I would have got up and been like, hey, excuse me, and at least said thank you to him.
Yeah.
The note's not that long that she sat there and pondered, and she's like, oh my goodness, what happened? She saw him. She would have just got up and been like, excuse me, sir, thank you so much. Have a conversation.
He's a pilot. He was booking it. Atlanta, O'Hare, Chicago. Sorry, Atlanta, I believe, is the second biggest hub in the U.S. It is a massive, busy, complicated airport.
But was she sitting in a restaurant where she was encased in all these other tables that she couldn't get through? It's so bizarre.
Now this is turning
you
into
gotta get past the luggage. It's a lot.
This is turning into the Zapruder film
I
from
love
JFK
love.
here.
I love romantic comedies. I love all that. This just smells
and by the way,
something.
her follow-up video, she's like, I wasn't going to post up a follow-up video. And then she has her friend now corroborating.
Her friend who was there.
The story, which
Who
also
wrote the note.
seems a little like you had to get your friend involved now.
I'm going to say.
Give details.
I'm going to remain non-cynical. I'm going to say this actually happened and she didn't make it up. Steph, you think she made it up?
Yeah.
Pooch?
I'm going to go with it was just a nice gesture. He was just being kind.
That it actually
Didn't want
happened.
anything out
so
of it.
you think the pilot's
Yes,
real?
Yes.
Okay, so do I. Why don't you decide this? We're asking, do you think this really happened, or was this influencer just trying to go viral? Vicky in Hamilton, what do you say?
I think it could be true. I mean, maybe the guy, he was in a hurry. Pilots are always in a hurry. And maybe he's married, right?
Ooh.
So maybe he saw this lady, she's stunning, beautiful, and he wanted just to leave her a note to say, I think you're beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Right, but he didn't want it like catching up to his personal life if he is married.
Exactly, right?
Hence the no contact info. Oh,
Yeah, for sure.
okay.
And
I
a
can buy that.
lot of people were commenting that, this isn't the first time he's done this.
He's got a stack of these printed out. Just dropping them with anyone that catches his eye.
This is his go-to move.
Yeah.
It's
So,
pretty good.
like, maybe, maybe he's married and he doesn't want his wife to know that he's flirting with other women.
Interesting.
I love it. That's a pretty good
Yeah.
theory. I'm buying what
Yeah.
you're selling. Vicky, your vote's been counted.
Great, you guys are awesome.
Thanks,
Have a
Vicky.
great day.
Bye.
Thanks, bye.
Did it actually happen, or did this person just make it up to go viral?
Yeah, and a lot of the comments, after the video was posted, saying that this girl is very beautiful,
She's
is a bit of
gorgeous.
an influencer to begin with. Is this just like one of those stunts? And then she had a follow-up video that she has her friend on now, just because she felt like she had to come on and be like, no, this is what really happened, and is kind of over-explaining what's going on now.
Right. And now national news outlets are reaching out to her, trying to get to the bottom of this. It's really blown up. And we want to know, did this actually happen, do you think? Or was this all fabricated just to go viral? John in the DVP, what do you think?
No, I think it really happened. I haven't watched the video, but the first thought that came to my mind, and this is because I've been married for 25 years, is Pilot was probably married.
Right.
Wait a minute.
I mean, how many times I've seen beautiful women that I would love to compliment, but it's like, I'm sorry, I'm with my wife.
Yep. Drop a note and run. Our last caller brought that up too. You don't leave your contact info because you don't want this following you around and getting you in any trouble. John, your vote's been counted, buddy. Thanks for the call.
All right.
I love the angles these people. People are opening up my eyes to different possibilities. I think he might be onto something.
Maybe, but is that just like a thought that you keep to yourself then? Like, why do you got to write it down on a napkin? It seems like quite a large gesture.
I'm telling you, this pilot has a stack of these in his briefcase, and he is just like dropping them from the plane, just throwing them out. Like,
Maybe he's done this before. I'm not sure. Maybe it was just meant to make someone's day.
Not his first napkin rodeo.
People are trying all sorts of things to get them reconnected, and she's like, whoa, I don't need any of that. This was just like a kind gesture. Was it?
Don't dig too deeply because you're going to expose my scheme.
Yes.
Kristen Pickering, what do you think?
I think it really happened. I don't know if it's a nice gesture or if it really is something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, that's where my head went. I'm like, as a dude, like, if I'm leaving that note, I am absolutely hoping for a follow-up.
My question was she flying to Atlanta international or domestic?
Why? Why does that make a difference?
Because the domestic airport in Atlanta is massive. International, not so much.
I love that we're really getting into the granular details of this, and I'm here for it. I am here for it. We need to get to the bottom of
I'm driving
this.
to the airport going to Atlanta right now.
Oh, really? Okay. I mean, are you single?
What?
No.
I was just saying, is this something you might do? Maybe leave a note for a beautiful woman in the airport.
I was traveling with my business partner in New York, and he went up to a lady at the hotel and said, "You're the most beautiful thing I've seen today." And he's like 75 years old, and I said, "What are you doing?"
Attaboy.
And he's like, "You know what? She needs to know."
I love that. Listen, you got to shoot your shot. Drop a napkin. Tell someone how you feel. Shoot your shot, fellas. Chris, thanks for the call, buddy. Your vote's been counted.
All right, man. Thank you. Have a good day.
Is dropping a napkin going to become a thing?
I don't know, but just stay away from most beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's
most
no
beautiful
good.
thing in the world.
You're an inanimate object and you're beautiful. All right, I don't know if we solved anything, but we'll do a follow-up if necessary. I bet by the end of this week, the internet figures this one out.
I bet you that will happen.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
So today's National Napping Day, which feels sometimes these days really make sense. You'll probably need a nap today because we sprung forward. We're all feeling it in this room. None of us got great sleep.
No, I just looked at my Fitbit. I shouldn't have, but I got 4.5 hours of sleep and not good quality sleep.
It's cardinal sin. You cannot check your sleep tracker in show because you
Sorry.
know you slept terribly and now it's in your head.
I know. And so this is actually a perfect day to take a nap if you can. My idea of a perfect nap, I don't even need a lot of time. I just need like a 20-minute power nap on the couch while I'm watching something. That's the only way to do it because I have to like fall asleep mid-show and then just be out and then set a timer for 20 minutes so I remember to wake up.
That sounds terrible and less than ideal.
What does a nap look like for you?
Your nap is 20 minutes in front of the TV, like full sunlight coming in? No, mine is on my side, blackout curtains, eye mask, gentle sound bath, someone with nice, pretty nails gently scratching my back, spooning with coffee, and it's between 90 minutes to 3 hours.
Oh my goodness. First of all, you can just get that on demand. You just have somebody around who scratches your back.
No, that's the only part of that equation I'm missing.
So this is a dream scenario.
Yes, I'm taking applications.
Okay, got it.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI.
Am I a bad friend?
Yes. Sorry. I mean,
I
no.
haven't even given you the context.
No. Why are you a bad friend? You're not ever a bad friend.
I've been feeling some guilt lately.
Okay.
I don't want to go to my friend's kid's birthday party. Is that bad?
Well, what's the reason?
Okay, so like I kind of have a rule. Like I always go to the first birthday party because all my friends have kids at this point.
Right.
Go to a first birthday party. It's always a little weird because it's mostly people like with kids and their kids are all playing and I'm just like single guy like refilling my fruit punch.
And then there's other kids coming up to you going, "Daddy," and you're like,
and
"No,
I'm like, no, son." And it's fine. It's okay. You see some of your friends. It's cool. But it's generally on like a Sunday afternoon. It's kind of a weird time. Sunday's your reset day, your meal prep day. You're getting set for the week. But now 12 to 3, I'm hanging out at a play place. I got to take my shoes off. It's kind of weird, right? I'm like, do I really need to be here? Listen, I'm flattered that I still get the invite.
Well,
but
everybody wants Uncle Gurdeep there.
yeah, I guess.
You're the Funkle.
I love my friends. I love their kids. I think I come to the first one, but don't invite me to 2, 3, or 4. I'm off the hook for birthday parties 2, 3, and 4. Maybe I'll come to 5 because 5's a different era now.
Right.
I'll check in every 4 years at your kid's birthday party, but I don't need to be there every year.
And by 5, it's kind of like at your level, right? In terms of maturity and
Yeah,
conversation,
there we
you know,
go.
right?
Wah,
That
wah.
makes sense.
Yeah, it's right up
Do your
there.
friends know this is how you feel?
No, but I did recently not go to 2 second birthday parties. Now, in fairness, I had reasons not to go. Sunday's the day I usually go see my mom.
Okay.
Right? So it wasn't like I was just sitting at home twiddling my thumbs.
Right.
But I'm like, am I going to lose a day with my mom, a sacred Sunday afternoon?
You started this conversation with, you need time to yourself on those
I
days.
do.
So
That's
even if you were twiddling your thumbs, listen, I'm giving you a hard time, but I actually agree with you. I don't even think I have an expectation that you would come if I was to do a second, third, fourth birthday. I would have an expectation for you to come to the first one because it's the first one.
First and 5th and 10th. Like, I'll check in every 5 years.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that's bad. I don't think that makes you a bad friend.
Like, Wody, you have a mustache now. You're 15.
It's time to celebrate.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think for so many of us as parents, we have to go, right? And you're going for your kids, but you're also going because you're getting to know the parents, and it's a time for you to also have a good time with the parents and bond in that way, because these are going to be your play dates and people you're going to have a relationship with. For you, what are you doing there?
If I had kids, I would absolutely be there. This is a day out for them, chance for them to go nuts, spread their germs, whatever, all that stuff the kids do at birthday parties. But like, as a single guy, I've made this choice. I think I should be off the hook.
Yeah.
There's certain privileges I don't get, but then it also lets me off the hook.
But I also wouldn't have invited you.
Thank you.
Same.
Like, and again, not as like
Thank
a bad
you.
friend. I'd just be like, you don't have kids. I don't expect you to be there. It's more for like kids or like the parents.
Thank you.
Right?
I'm with you. I wouldn't have invited you, but then I would have been like, oh, now he's going to hold this one against me and be like, oh, you didn't even invite me to their second and third and fourth birthdays.
You know how like sometimes when people don't get invited to stuff, they feel left out? When I don't get invited, I feel seen. I'm like, thank you. I know you thought of me. Seen. And you thought of me and you're like, yeah, we're not going to invite him. Does it make me a bad friend that this is how I feel?
I'm going to go with no. I don't think it makes you a bad friend. But I think you do have to be honest.
No, you're not.
You have to be honest, though. You have to, I think you just say, don't lie and come up with other excuses.
No, listen, it was that Evite, and I RSVP'd on the Evite, and I was like, I'm so sorry, I can't make it.
Right.
Decline.
But then you didn't say,
I didn't go into this spiel.
Invite me to the 5th
I'll
and
attach-
the 10th.
I'll attach the audio file to this segment next time I RSVP. But I want to know, you tell me, 416-872-CHFI, this is how I feel. Does it make me a bad friend? Maybe you can relate.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
This is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Recently, there were two 2-year-old birthday parties I didn't go to, and like you get the Evite, you RSVP. I'm like, how much of an excuse do I need to post here? Because everyone's going to see it. It's on that Evite wall, that silly Evite wall that everyone sees.
When you start over-explaining, everybody knows you have no actual other plans. You just don't want to go.
Yeah, I'm like, sorry, I was there last year, and I'll be there when your kid turns 5, but I'll see you in 4 years.
What is it about 5 that you think?
It's like a milestone. Let me check in, see how the kid's doing. You know, like, haven't seen you in a while. You walk and talk now. How's school and stuff?
Walk and talk now? They were doing that long before 5. But anyways.
Yeah, no, I know. I haven't seen them in 4 years, though. That's the point. Text coming in here from Chelsea in Oakville. Am I a bad friend? Chelsea says, I'm the same as you, Gurdeep. I didn't want kids. Doesn't mean I don't love them, but it's not my thing, and I think we don't owe anybody any explanation for saying no. So Chelsea's saying, I just hit no on that RSVP.
And that's it.
And jog on.
And maybe, because like I know from my perspective, like I invite you because, you know, you're my friend. You're their uncle, your family. So of course I'm going to invite you, but I don't have any expectation of you showing up.
And you threw like a banger for seeing Bodhi's first birthday. It was super fun. It was a big party. I'm like, that was great. So
I made the party about the adults, not about the kids.
It was open bar. I mean, you do it like that. Sure, I'll be there every year. That was like an adult party disguised as a kid's party.
Yeah, then it's okay. But I totally get it. I think you go to the first, and I think you get a pass on the rest. I don't think you're a bad friend. Is Gurdeep a bad friend? What do you think? Let's go to Conrad and Markham.
I don't think you're a bad friend at all. Not at all. But then you got to keep in mind, though, with my group of friends, I consider a good friend's family, so they're getting the invite.
Right.
So, like, you can understand why the invite went out, but you would also understand if he was just like, no, I'm not coming.
Totally understandable.
Yeah.
Totally understandable.
So do you think, like family, I should be brutally honest? Like, should I provide that context to them, or is a simple, no, can't make it on the RSVP good enough?
Honesty is the best policy. I expect my good friends to be honest with me and come straight out. So, sure, whatever you say to me, you're a good friend. Shouldn't matter.
So should I have been on the RSVP, no, can't make it, and don't invite me to 3 or 4, but I'll see you at the 5th?
I don't think that's necessary because I don't think you need everybody else to also read it. So maybe you can let them know in the next conversation. Right. Hey, you know what? Maybe in the 5th one, I'll be there.
Nice. I like this.
This is good. This is evolved relationships. Conrad, thanks for the call, bud.
You're welcome. You guys have a great day. Love your show.
Hyman from Brampton. Am I a bad friend?
No, you're not.
How come?
I'm gonna tell you why you're not. Okay.
Okay.
First, I have kids. It's a thought that counts, right? So if there's a lot of parents out there who still won't invite other people to their kids' birthday party.
Okay.
So I understand your concept. You know, you're single. You're not mingling that way. My wife will go to a birthday party with the kids, and if I take them, I feel like a stranger, and I have kids. So I totally understand your concept.
Okay. This is good. This is making me feel seen.
But do you think that he should have the conversation with his friends? Like, just be honest about it and say, you know what? Don't invite me until they're at least 5?
No, I wouldn't. I feel like you crush your friend that way. Just get the invite and you can't make it.
Yeah, just hit no on the RSVP and then just don't show your face for like a month.
Exactly.
Hyman, thanks for the call, buddy. We love you.
Have a good day, guys.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here to find out. What's Buggin Stef?
You know what? This is the place to air it, producer Steph.
Also, like, Steph hasn't vented in a while, so there could be a lot of things
How
stewing.
much time
You're like on a slow cooker.
Well, first of all, time change. We're not even going to go there because that just bugs everybody.
Yeah.
But on Friday, I was just making sure, like I was looking at the schedule because you had mentioned that your kids had 2 weeks off for March break. And I was like, hold on, do my kids have 2 weeks?
No,
'Cause I didn't plan for this.
2 weeks is crazy.
Yeah, they're in preschool. It's 2 weeks. I know most people have 1 week, but it's still long.
In BC, they did try the 2-week thing. So that's why I got confused. So I went online to both of their schools to go look at when their March break was. And I see there's no March break.
What?
It says midwinter break.
I'm sorry, what's it called?
And I'm like, what?
Midwinter break?
I'm like, isn't it spring in like 10 days?
That's what your kid's school calls it? Or
Both
like the
of them.
school?
So my daughter's in high school, my son's in elementary. So I thought one of the schools messed up.
Right.
But they both say midwinter break.
But
And I
it's
was
not
like,
midwinter. Winter's over in 10 days.
Thank you.
Midwinter would have been like if this was in January.
That's what's bugging me. Why did we need to change that?
And like a lot of in the U.S., they call it spring break. It's not officially spring, but that makes more
But you
sense.
can at least buy into that. It's optimistic. It's forward looking.
You're going into spring.
And I'm sorry,
Midwinter?
was there something wrong with March break that it needed a name change?
That's what I'm saying.
Midwinter doesn't even roll off the tongue.
No, it's March break. It's a
March break.
in March.
Yeah.
It's the only one that's accurate.
If you're going to change March break, then let's just change it to something that's a little more realistic. Like take your kids.
Right.
You can have them back.
Yeah.
1 week off.
Yes.
Or teacher's break. It's a break for them
Right,
too.
yeah.
I have never heard outside of this room, and you just telling me that. Obviously, I don't have kids, so I don't look at these schedules, but I've never heard it called midwinter break by anyone else, so I don't think it's catching on.
No, and I've never seen that on any of their calendars before. Every time I've gone to check for whatever reason, it's always said March break. I just don't understand why it's called midwinter break. We're in spring in 10 days.
This is like when Gretchen Whitmer tried to make fetch a thing.
It's not.
Sorry,
They're not going to work.
TDSB or whatever board it was.
Just leave it.
No.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI.
It's March break. Maybe you're thinking of things to do with the kids. And, there's tons of activities that you can take part in. But maybe you just want to watch a good old-fashioned movie. Maybe you just want to go watch a movie with your kids.
Used to love doing that in March break. Like you wake up, anytime you're watching Price is Right at home, it's like a day you probably should be at school and you're not.
Yes.
It's great. You fire up a little movie. And I don't know what it was as a kid. I could just watch the same movie over. Is that still a thing for kids? You can just watch a movie 100 times until you know every single line?
Oh my gosh, I hope so. Because I did the same thing, like to the point where it was on VHS and the tape actually started to peel off and you had to wind it yourself kind of thing. What was it for you?
Oh gosh, I had a few. Home Alone was one where I think we rented it from Jumbo Video so many times. My dad's like, I think we're just going to buy this one. You spent over $100 of my money renting this thing. Let's just buy it on VHS.
Oh my goodness,
What
that's
about
a
you?
good one. Mine was Uncle Buck.
Oh, Uncle Buck.
Look at us, starring the same
Same
kid.
two people. John Candy and, John Candy, more cameo in Home Alone. But, yeah.
I don't know why. And the more I think about how that movie ages, is that something that my kids could watch? Because it feels very inappropriate, but I loved it.
There's, Uncle Buck. Yeah, that's right. I've seen it so many times on TV where they edit out some of the inappropriate stuff. Another one is Trading Places.
Yes.
That one, I forgot how inappropriate that is until you see the one that's not edited out. But yeah, aren't you excited to, as your kids hit different milestones, to watch some of your favorite? I know my brother loved that, watching some of his favorite movies as a kid with his kids.
Yes, and you hope they like it as much as you do. And then when they're not into it, you're like, wow, you don't get it. It was great back in the day kind of thing. There are two movies that are new, that are out, that maybe you want to take your kids to. There's one called Paddington in Peru.
Oh, Paddington went to Peru.
Yes, it's for ages 7 and up, but they actually did a review on this and found the adult experience is just as good as the kids' experience, which I think is a big part of it.
I love when they do that. They're brilliant. They know the parents are going to be sitting through this with them. Might as well put in a little subtext for the parents.
Yes.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, the parents gave it 4 out of 5. The kids gave it 4 out of 5, so that's great. And also the other one is The Day the Earth Blew Up. It's a Looney Tunes movie, so that will also give you some nostalgia, ages 6 and up, for some of the Looney Tune characters, how you see them evolve in present day. I don't know if that's going to make you angry or if that's going to make you happy, but it's been updated, and that also got a high rating for both parents and kids.
Okay, I love that. What if your kids are a little bit older, Steph? You got a 15 and 11-year-old, right? So what are you watching with them?
They love watching the movies that we grew up with. So they love watching Back to the Future, Goonies,
Classic.
Princess Bride. I watched with them with little Fred
nice.
Savage. It's so cute. They love watching all that retro stuff.
Are they making a second Goonies? Did I read that headline?
I read that
They're making
before.
a sequel all these years later.
Yeah,
Well,
and I'm hoping it still happens.
It's because they don't have any new ideas.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And because we grew up in the best time ever. Let's just go with that.
No bias there. The 80s and 90s were the greatest time in history.
Thanks for listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Listen to Pooja and Gurdeep live weekday mornings from 5 to 9.
Only on 98.1 CHFI.
Toronto's perfect music mix.